Welcome back to For the Record. We continue our look at the Pittsburgh housing market by speaking with a pair of realtors who have an inside look at the positives and negatives of our region's housing market. And they share with us what buyers and sellers are telling them. We're joined this morning by Brian Zepper and Blake Chaussinand of Zepper Chaussinand with Pyatt Sotheby's. You both are realtors. You have your own partnership. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Ground level, what's going on in the real estate market in Pittsburgh from the buyer perspective and the seller perspective?
So I can say from the buyer perspective, certain price ranges really depends on where you are and the level of aggressiveness that each buyer faces. We're still seeing multiple offers in a lot of different markets in a lot of different areas around Pittsburgh. So certainly the climate has changed throughout the nation, but here in Pittsburgh, things are still selling pretty quickly.
We often hear that Pittsburgh's a very affordable place to live, great place for first-time home buyers. Is that what you're seeing with the people you're talking to?
I'd say it really depends on where the buyer's coming from. So our relocation buyers that are moving from the West Coast come here and think it's super affordable. But unfortunately, the buyers who are local to the Pittsburgh market are a little not used to the prices that we're seeing because things have escalated over the last couple of years with the demand.
What's led to that? Why have prices gone up?
Say we see a lot of relocation coming to the area, so those new buyers are just driving up prices, and Pittsburgh's demographic is a little bit older, and we're not seeing the baby boomers really leaving their homes either. So overall, there's just pent-up inventory and such a need for more houses, and there's just not enough for them to purchase.
How about from the seller point of view? What are you seeing?
Seller point of view, it's great because there's a lot of demand for houses, and just as Brian mentioned, there's not a lot of people that are moving out of their houses currently, especially people that have locked into a 2 or 3% interest rate. Biting a little bit higher of an interest rate right now isn't appealing to them because they're going to, if they move out of their house, where are they going to go? So a lot of our clients actually, we've kind of done back-to-back closings because people are still needing to move for various life-changing reasons.
So what does it portend for the market moving forward? I mean, it sounds like there's less inventory. A lot of people want to move here. It sounds like prices are going to keep escalating as time goes on. It doesn't seem like there's an end to this.
It definitely has been perpetual through the last few years that its prices have still been increasing. Multiple offers are still very prevalent. Great terms are being offered to sellers that are deciding to sell right now. And we foresee that continuing in the future, just given that interest rates have increased, but the demand hasn't slowed down.
So what is the good news here? And I'm not being facetious, but I mean, is there good news for those people who are saying, okay, I want to buy my first home here?
Yes, I truly think it's still a great market to purchase in. We work with buyers and sellers all the time that were purchasing or selling with us just a few years ago. They get back in touch with us. They're ready to make a life change, and they are shocked at how well their home has appreciated in value, and they're able to take that equity and put it into something new. So whether you're purchasing and only plan to be in Pittsburgh for a couple years, you can certainly turn a profit on properties here still.
Yeah, just talking, especially with new buyers, if you can get everything together to make that first step, moving from perhaps renting into your first home, that first step is huge because just having that equity gain over time, no matter what home you're buying, where you're buying it, that equity gain helps you move into your second home, third home, et cetera.
When we talk about lack of inventory, is that area wide, or there may be some pockets where, hey, there's a little more inventory here. If you think about changing the way you view where you might live, you might find what you're looking for.
It's definitely, I would say, neighborhood dependent. For example, downtown right now, just with the businesses moving out and post-COVID changes, I think we see kind of an influx of inventory in the downtown market compared to other neighborhoods that are very desirable. We see everything get scooped up pretty quickly. So the average day on market in a lot of neighborhoods stays pretty low just because of the competitiveness, but downtown is an area we're seeing that stretch a little bit longer. Areas with really top ranked school districts all tend to do very well in our North Hills, South Hills suburbs. Again, just kind of dependent on the area.
Stay with us. In just 2 minutes, some final advice for people looking to buy or sell a home here in Pittsburgh.